Hello all. Hi, I am Miss P, and today I will be demonstrating on how to construct a technical drawing or flat drawing using Adobe Illustrator. Just a little disclaimer that there are many ways to do this design flat, and this is what I'm sharing is my way of doing it. It is for me, it's simple, and I found it easier to remember, and I hope it will be the same to all of you who are watching this video. So without further ado, so let us start. So before we start with doing technical drawing, there are a few things that we need to consider. Those things are the first of all is the silhouette of your design, and then the type of fabrics and the openings and the design details, and as well as the hem. So let me show it first. So thank you for my dear student who willingly to let her designs to be used in this demonstration. So first of all, let's do this design. Let's analyze this design before you start with any flats. Normally, when we design, we don't really think much of the technical part of constructing the design. We just thought of, oh, let's do some beautiful design. But after drawing the design, you need to translate it into the technical drawing, or we call it on the flat, so that it is easier for the next stage, which is the making up of it. Once you understand the technical part of it, it is much easier, and it's possible to make any drawing into something that is being realized or as a finished product. So let's look at this design. So let's analyze. The first thing that I will recommend my student to analyze is determine your design, whether it is one piece, two piece, or three piece, and the list goes on. Identify the part of the designs and how it should be constructed. And as for this design, easy pick. Let's say it's two pieces of design. You have the top, you have the bottom, you have the loose t-shirt, and you have the culotte on the bottom part. So if we look at the top part, the shirt, the loose shirt. So in this design, it doesn't indicate that it is a set-in sleeve, but I think to make it more construction, more tailored look, so let's go for drop shoulder, set-in sleeve. And if we look at the silhouette at first, okay, it's loose. It is not fitted to the body. So type of fabric could be voile, okay, because it is printed. I think it's perhaps a medium weight fabrication, and it is not sheer. Just determine that part, whether it is opaque material or it's a sheer. And also it's good to have something that is in advance. For example, is it linen or is it voile? And therefore, if it has like certain effects, then you know that how that fabric actually will react to that certain design detail. Okay, it's a voile, so it is not sheer. Next will be the opening. So the opening of the design will be the center front, easy pick. I guess sometimes the design require it to be at the back or at the side. So determine it. And as for this one, opening is in the front. The design detail. So let's look at the collar. I would like to zoom in at the collar. So at the collar, okay, it's a double collar. Sometimes the design details is they are not indicated much in the drawing. It is fine. So the next stage, which is the interpretation of your design, that allows you to actually explore more design details. So in this part, it's a double collar. So perhaps in terms of construction, it is possible to have this sort of collar. The outer one will be loose, and this one perhaps will be much more constructed in the center. But to make it easier in terms of opening, this one perhaps it attached together with this opening, and this one perhaps just a button, okay, button opening. And if we look at this part, okay, it has a little bit of crumple on the end of the sleeve. So let's say it's a we have the some elastic and some gathers over here, and it's a drop shoulder design, so perhaps it's not quite kimono cut, so let's do some kimono, and also the set in sleeve on that. Okay, pardon me of anything popping up. And next one is the hemline. So provided it's a loose shirt, so the hemline should be at least at the hip part. Okay, so okay, that is how we determine the design. So let's do the design. So when you have this, normally what would I do is I copy this one, Control C, and then I will open my croquis. Okay, this is my croquis that I developed myself after looking at several templates, and I developed myself and I found it much easier for me to do when I have my own. And the red ones indicated the the lines for anything at the back, and the front one will be the black one. Let's put it side by side. Okay, when we put it side by side, it is easier that you don't have to go back and forth and checking the files. All right, so let's do some quick tracing here. Okay, if the design is symmetry, of course, just do on half part, and then you just have to copy and then paste and reflect it, so it is easier. So I will do a quick one just so that you have some idea on how to use these tools on the left side. Okay, these are the tools that you can use, and for tracing the lines, you just use a very simple tool, which is the pen tool. And when you click it, and you look at here and what sort of lines that will appear. Okay, just pick, I normally will pick red for the outline because I can see it clearer. I wouldn't get confused with the black lines. And for the fill part, just leave it blank. So it should be hollow in terms of color. All right, we shall start with where this line, okay, this part starts on the croquis. I think it should be around here, yeah. Let's do it here, just slightly curve, click at the center. So like I said, it's kimono cut a little bit and set in from that part onwards. It's a bit low, kimono. Then just click center, and for the hemline, I would like to do something that is curved a little bit like that. Okay. All right, just until that part. And when if you want to end the tool, I normally will click this thing and I'll just click somewhere. That is a quick way of doing it is for my part. Now let's do the sleeve, okay? I normally, if I do another line that should be overlapping with the other lines, I will avoid doing it here straight away. I will just point a little bit further. No, I'm done. Why I would prefer to do it that way? Because so that it's easy for me to control the line. So notice that the color has disappeared. So what should we do? So let's use the eyedrop to just, can you go? Okay, and then let's do another one here. This is a quick one, so maybe the lines that I did is a bit, it is not that neat. Okay, you really need to do a neat line so that it is it's pretty and easier to read. You don't have some sore eye looking at it. Okay, right. Okay. I would like to stop here for a while. Okay, to make the croquis hidden for a while, not disappear but hidden. So it's Control 3. Okay, and I love to use this tool, which is the grid, so that I won't get confused and I won't be lost. Okay, and after doing this, then I will merge it. Okay, I do the same for most of the part, especially the collar part, the center part. And if you remember this part, we do have a small cuff. Okay, it's a small curve over here. So let's say if you somehow you didn't plot it right. So what should you do? What you can do is you use this tool, okay, direct selection tool. So you just click and then make sure the little square is blue, then you can control only that particular point. Okay, how to do gather's effect. Okay, I will show you some of my tricks. So one of the things that I will do is you have to differentiate the lines. Okay, for the outlines, it should be the most bold design, most bold lines, and then you have three levels. So one is the outline, seam line, and internal line. So the seam line normally I will just use 1 point, and for internal line, it is something that is finer than that, and for outline, something that is even bolder than that. Okay, so we shall start with the seam line first. Okay, but it is good to have some differentiation. Sometimes people just ignore the outline, but it is good to have some differentiation so that you know sometimes whether the design details is a functional one or just a decorative part. Okay, let's do the gathers. The gathers, we shall do one line like this. This is very thick, so let's thin it down to, okay, let's go 0.5. Okay, and then I will normally just copy and paste. Do I have it? Yes. I just reflect it that way. I call it very kampung way, it's a very like direct way of doing it. Okay, and then just paste it again, place it a bit randomly. And then you change a little bit of the height just to give some variation on it. Okay, then like I said, this is my way of doing it. This is, I think, a lazy way of doing it. Okay, don't be lazy, but sometimes time is not your friend. You need to find a quick way of doing it. We don't want that one. We want this one. We paste. This is a shorter version of a demonstration that I've done in the class, but I don't want it to be so lengthy, so I want to shorten the video. So I will do a quick one. So this one, let's put it a bit shorter and just, do it that way. No matter how random you do it, the direction should be almost similar. So it should be all this way. Don't do the other way or cross way. I mean, like, don't do a mix of one going this part and the other one going this part. Okay, so since it's the same fabric, so the construction should be same, the effect. So okay, then let's fill in this fill in just to do a quick one. Just want to single line. And if you want to do a quicker one is you do templates like this. This is already a template. So you can just like copy, paste, and then just use it on the other part. What I mean is like this, get the template. You can do it as template. Okay, we need to do more, but let's say if it's done that way. So what you can do is use this direct selection tool. So let's see what can we get here. Or just use this tool. Yeah, just use this tool, copy, paste. Then you get, this is your template, okay? You can delete this part if you won't be using it. I think we better use this tool. Delete it, delete. Oopsie, too much. Okay, there you go. That is your template. That is your Gather's template. So you can keep it. How to keep it? You just like zoom out. Copy. Not copy, select all, group it, Control G, just move it outside. You save this template file. Okay, all right, so let's zoom in. So if you happen to have a top stitch over here, so how do you do that? Okay, simple and easy. This is a beginner tutorial. This is not an advanced one. So if you're an advanced user of Illustrator, perhaps you can do a lot more, okay? To do that, and then we go by dash line, so that is too big. So let's go by 1 point, 1 point. Okay, there you have it. Okay, then you have the top stitch over there. So we have button in the center part. Okay, and for the finished design, let me show you. For the finished technical drawing, this is actually the end product of what we have done in the class. Okay, so I'm not going to go through all the process because it's going to be so long, but let me show you how we do the button. Okay, so when you do button, yeah, the rules for having the button this way and that way, you can ask your pattern making class lecturer or tutor. Then, but normally if the buttonhole is this way, that indicates a bigger size button. So how do we do it? So considering perhaps we want to use this kind of detail, double lip buttonhole. So double lip buttonhole, just to the, yeah, we don't want that. Okay, and then paste, and then there you go. There you have it, the double lip. Align it so that it is center. Go to the align object, just go by center. That way, done. How to do the button? Okay, then you use the ellipse tool. Make sure it's a round button, and we want to fill the center part with white. If the color of the button is different, then you can use different color. But okay, let's say it's white. And let's do the buttonhole. So it has 4 little buttonholes. That small. And let's reduce the size of the lines. Then you get that one. Okay, and you copy paste, put it side by side. Oh, no, put it side by side. Okay, just align it. Although I think it's already aligned, but yeah. Just group it first. Group it, Control G, Control C, copy, Control V for paste, and then put it on below, slightly below. Okay, and select all, align, center. Yeah, group it, Control G, and put it over here. It's a group, right? So if it's a group, you should make sure that it is center. Nicely done, Control G. So when you put the button onto the buttonhole, it shouldn't be in the center. This is wrong. You should put it slightly over here. Okay, unless if the buttonhole is vertical. So let's say, let's rotate it. So it's vertical, then you can put it in the center. If it's horizontal, then it is not. Okay, so that is how we do the buttonhole. And just place it nicely and evenly. By the way, the buttonhole, the length of the buttonhole should be approximately around the size of the button. Let's make it smaller. Yeah, I think I'll make it a little bit too big. Well, to further indicate the size of the buttonhole, then it should be indicated in your technical spec or in the specification sheet. All right. So, okay, that is how you do the technical drawing. So if you want to do you already do, normally I will start on the frontal part, and after doing the frontal, so let's delete the little button, and how to reflect it. Easy, just select, you group it first, and then you Control C, copy, Control V for paste, and you go to Object, Transform, Reflect on the vertical side. Okay, and then you can just place it accordingly and just connect the lines where is needed. So let's say I want to connect these 2 lines, okay, at the bottom. Zoom it in. Okay, let's say I want to connect these 2. How to do it? You just have to make sure that the direction of these 2 is somehow close as possible. Then select, and then right click, join. Then it is joined. Okay, so that is how to do it. All right, I think that covers all for the technical drawing, how to do the back design. The front one, you group it first, and then you copy and paste the whole thing, and you use this direct selection tool to delete certain lines and construct the lines at the back. Okay, let me show you. Our finished product is like this. So if you look at here, I just, how to know that it's the same thing? Look at the gathers effect. Okay, it's the same. It's the same. So what I did is I copy paste and then I delete these lines. I delete the opening line. So since the design has a yoke, so I just like, okay, let's continue the yoke part and the neckline. Okay, we delete this part, we delete this part, we just leave this part, and we just connect these lines over here, and then we connected the lines over here, and also for the collar in the inner part. We connect it that way. And the rest of the lines that we don't use, we delete it. Okay, same goes for the pants. You should start from the front and we should do at the back as well. So don't forget, if the design has top stitch, make sure you do the, yeah, the dashed lines. That would be all. Good luck.